Welcome to another episode of Mythbusters Fitness Edition, where I take the myths around the health and fitness industry, the myths that are in the stories we tell ourselves, and break them down to give you the truth, to help you see the reality and understand it, so that you can take it and apply it to your life. Because with all the information out there on the internet, in books, in studies and research, not all of it is true, or not all of it is given to you in a full perspective. And then the stories that we tell ourselves, we get so far into them and they get so rooted in our subconscious that we can't see the truth and we can't see the reality. So I want to give you the truth, the facts, and the reality in a way that you can understand it and apply it to your life. Because when you can apply it, you get better results and you stick to it long term. So the myth that I'm covering today is a big one right now. It's the, I need a gym to get results. I can't work out without a gym. Because it's a myth. You can. There are hundreds of ways that you can work out without a gym. Now don't get me wrong, I love this space. This is my home and I love being in it. But that doesn't mean that I or my clients or my family or my friends can't work out without this space. It's a tool. It's a resource. It's something to add more value to. But there are still plenty of ways to get results outside of the gym. Gyms are fairly new to this world, but we've been active and moving since humans came into existence. So it's possible. And I'm going to give you 5 reasons how not having a gym should not stop your results. The first is go back to the good old days. Go back to the days where maybe you had DVDs and VHS tapes at home. You still might have some of those lying around. Put them in. Give them a shot. Or maybe you can go to the internet and watch some of these YouTubers or social media people putting out these workouts. I have 14 free at-home workouts that you can get on YouTube if you subscribe and jump in. You can do these workouts completely at home without any equipment. But go back to the good old days. Maybe you have the at-home gym and that equipment just needs some dusting off. It may not be new state-of-the-art stuff, may not be what you use in your training gym, but I bet it would still get you a good workout. I bet it would still stress your muscles, stress your systems in a way that creates adaptation and change. Or maybe back to the good old days of you didn't have any equipment and you just moved your body. You lifted things around the house. Fill a backpack, a bed. Use a kid, a dog. Use tables, chairs, books, heavy objects around the house. Lift them. Do reps with them. Add those as resistance so that you can still train at home. The next thing, the second thing that you can do is challenge yourself in a new way. We get very comfortable in our one way of training. Well, when we get really comfortable in it, we're limiting our growth and we don't do anything different. So challenge yourself in a new way. If you always do short burst strength power output efforts, go for some more endurance. Go for some longer conditioning sessions. Go for some higher rep volume so that you're building a little bit stronger endurance base. And you know what? That transitions into the other way. That will make those power and strength exercises better. What if you're on the flip side? You always do cardio and high rep. Find ways to get into some strength and some power and do maybe more explosive work. Do some isometric holds, some tempo work so that you can add in that strength stuff because that too also helps your endurance and high rep training. Now, there are other things. The third thing is your nutrition. Nutrition, we tell you this all the time, and you know it, that nutrition is such a huge factor in your fitness results. You can't outrun a poor diet. What you do in the kitchen matters. It's 90% in the kitchen, it's 10% in the gym. Whatever you view it as, however you see it, nutrition matters. Use this time to dial in those results. Because if you master your diet, if you fuel yourself in the way that your body needs to be going to be a lot easier to get back into it. You're going to feel much closer to where you were than if you ate junk and crap the entire time. You're going to recover better, and you're going to reestablish where you were. So use a nutrition plan. Find a nutrition coach. I'm giving away free nutrition consultations throughout this entire quarantine. Reach out, and I'd love to have that conversation with you. I'd love to talk you through this. So the fourth thing that we're going to talk through is this is a creative industry. And this is something that we've used and found so many different ways to exercise and train your body that you can get creative at home. I already talked about tempo reps and isometric holds and more explosive reps, but do different styles of training. Combine some strength and some cardio. Combine some endurance work and some mobility work. Use different styles of training to get the best results. Look for different influencers and social media personas to learn how to create different workouts. Get creative with it and be okay getting creative. Because this world it's a beautiful thing that so many people have been able to come up with new styles of training. And it's really only to your benefit. The last thing that I want you to really think about during this time outside of the gym is improving your mobility and stability. Find ways to move your joints better. Find ways to get stronger in those end ranges of motion when you deviate from your strongest point. Build strength in the entire range of motion. Because when you get back to the gym, when you get to your heavier weights, your typical training style, you're going to be so much better off. Your joints are stronger, your entire range of motion gets stronger, and your body is going to be more physically able to withstand the strain of training. 5 reasons why not having a gym can't stop you from getting results. You are using the gym and not its lack of availability as your excuse to not train, to not get results right now. It's time to put the excuses past us. It's time to move forward and into the action plan, to face the reality that that is not a truth. That the truth is, I can get results because I create results. So if you need help, if you need more understanding of how to get results outside of the gym, check out the live training that I'm doing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. I'm going to go through my exact strategy of how to get results at home. If you want to take that one step further, then respond to this. And let's get you on a free strategy call where we'll dive into nutrition, we'll dive into training, we'll dive into mindset to set you up for success and to help you get results wherever you train for life. Thanks for checking out this episode of Mythbusters. Stay tuned for next week's episode and make the most of your training, no matter where you are.